Alan Newcastle sits alone watching YouTube videos on his computer when suddenly he hears an all too familiar cry for help.
There is no expectation of privacy in public.
There's no need to fear. Hezokuai is here.
One of the things that I love to rant about. So, why is it that these people believe that if you're a public servant, that servant is the same thing as slave? They always talk about bootlickers and sheep and this and that, but one, their followers are sheep. The people who follow the frauditors are sheep. They want all public servants because they're their boss to lick their boots. The frauditors want their boots licked. If you walk into a building and you see a secretary that's sitting there typing and you walk up to her and you say, I want a FOIA request, you can't just walk in there and say, yes, I'd like to request one of those forms to fill out for a FOIA request. Oh, sure, here's your form, no problem. No. Can't be that. No. It has to be, I'm telling you to give me the FOIA form, so you give it to me now because I'm your boss, and I'm telling you, you have to do it because I said so, because I'm your boss, and you're a servant, you're my servant, and you do what I say because I said it, because I'm going like this. So if I go like this, then you have to do whatever I say. You have to bend over backwards, and not only are you going to give me the form, you're going to fill it out for me. That's right. You're going to fill out the form for me because I told you to, because I got the camera. Are employees subhuman? No, Mark, you don't understand. They're not subhuman. They're servants. They're slaves to anyone who owns a camera. Didn't you know that? They're not even subhuman. They're not human beings at all. They're public servants. They're slaves. They're property owned by the taxpayers. See, this is what you have to understand. Anyone who works a job, I mean, in the old days, it was, people who work for the public and not people in the private sector. But now that auditors love to audit just random people on the street. It's anyone who has a job is a slave and must bow down and lick the boots and follow the directives and the commands of anyone who's going like this and shouting directives and commands at you. And if you don't, then you fail the audit. And you deserve to be pepper sprayed. No, I'm not loitering. I'm filming. Again, by that mentality, then loitering needs to be made perfectly legal. Because if I want to loiter somewhere, all I got to do is go. And now I'm allowed because I'm going like this. And they can't tell me to leave because I'm going like this. Always take advice from homeless, jobless idiots. Yeah, the cop who asked for a raise was great. I'm your boss. Well, then give me a raise. How about that? That's another thing that really pisses me off with these douchebags. Do you know how many people cops let off with a warning? If the only reason they ever pulled people over, like these guys argue, was to write tickets to make money, then why would they ever let anyone go? If the only reason they ever pulled anyone over was to make money by writing tickets, why don't they write a ticket every single time they pull someone over? But if they pull you over and you act like this, of course they're not going to use discretion, because for all they know, you got a dead hooker in the trunk. They don't know why you're acting like an idiot. Maybe you're high. Maybe you're on meth. Why the hell would you act like this? Unless there was something wrong with you. I know and I understand what these guys are talking about, but there is still one thing that I don't understand, and I've never heard any of them give a good explanation to, is where do they get this idea that the cops are constantly attacking us all the time on all ends and they never stop? Where do they get that idea? He's sitting here doing his stream. He's not got SWAT teams busting into his house and pulling him out of his chair for expressing his freedom of speech on the internet. And they're not doing that to me either. And when I'm driving my car, unless I'm doing something wrong, I'm not going to get pulled over. And if I do, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show them my driver's license. I don't get the problem. They make it sound like the second I walk out that door, I'm going to get tackled by a group of cops and they're going to beat the hell out of me for no reason. That's not real. It's not real. Their story is a false narrative. And then they'll always pick and choose the one thing where somebody did do something wrong, where a cop did do something wrong, where the government did do something wrong, and say, see, that proves that every time you fart, 5,000 cops are going to slam your walls down and beat the crap out of you and shoot you in the face. Really? Then how come that doesn't happen? Wait a minute. I saw a SWAT team do that yesterday. To who? Somebody who was maybe a criminal? See, that's the thing. Like, why would SWAT just show up? SWAT? Just show up. For what? Okay, so if I call 911 right now and say, hey, send a SWAT team to my house, and hang up, they'll show up, break in the house, and start shooting everybody? Really? Really? That's a thing? Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that was a thing. Or is there a reason why they would send SWAT? Again, it always comes down to this idea, right? This whole thing where they'll say, well, if these guys do this or whatever, but okay, let's go with something easier, right? Because everyone's murder and shooting people, that's way over the deep end. Okay, let's go with something simple: getting pulled over for no driver's license or no license plate on your car. Well, these cops pulled me over for no reason. You just said you didn't have a license plate on your car. Yeah, but that's not a reason to pull me over. No, yeah, that is a reason to pull you over. Yes, that is a reason. You don't like the reason. You don't agree with the reason, but it is a reason. SWAT doesn't just bust into your house and kill everybody. That's not a thing. Is it possible that perhaps maybe that has happened? Of course, anything could have happened at some point. But there's a reason. Even if the reason was wrong or incorrect, they don't just randomly show up at your house and kill you. Because none of us are dead. None of these idiots are dead. So where are all the cops going around shooting them all? They're not. Can I help you as a reason to start it? Yes, exactly. Like, may I help you is a violation of my rights. How dare you say that to me? You rude, horrible, evil, tyrannical servant. Your job isn't to say, may I help you? Your job is to sit there and do what I say when I say it because I said it. That's your job. And I know your job better than you do because your job is to do what I say. That's your job. So I'm telling you, do this. That's it. And that's the funny thing. I love it when frauditors compare people to Nazis, because who's acting like tyrants? Gospel truth. Thank you, Leland. That was what I meant. Not Bible truth, gospel truth. It's the expression. Yes, thank you. But yeah, that's exactly right. No matter what you say or do, it's not going to work. If you say, may I help you? You're being a tyrant. If you don't say anything, you're ignoring them. And how dare you ignore them? In other words, if the world worked the way Frauditors wanted it to work, what would happen is if there was a big line of people in the post office and I didn't want to wait in line, I'd go like this. All the other customers would immediately drop to the floor and wait for me to walk forward. And all the people who work there would run to the window and do what I told them to do immediately and get it done because I'm going like this. Give me what I want and give it to me now because I'm filming and you must. You're my servant. You're my slave. Bow down before me. Because I can go like this. Therefore, I deserve more than everyone else in the world. I have the rights. You have none. The First Amendment applies to me, but not anyone else.